art along friends. Today I'm using paracord to make paracord keychains. And this is what we'll be making today, but here are some other examples, a little bit more elaborate. And like I said, we'll be making a paracord keychain, and we're making this simple one today using a traditional Korean knot called a Dorae knot. It's like a double overhand knot if you know paracord knots, but this one, the difference is there's 2 X's on either side instead of 1. But I'll also be teaching you how to do a double overhand knot at the end, which is this one, and this one has an X on one side and a number 11 on the other side, so it's parallel lines going. So that's the difference. And this one in traditional Korean knot art is called a we Dorae knot, which means it's just one of the Dorae knots. All right, so let's begin. You'll need a piece of string, and a shoelace would work great actually. And I got these off Amazon. They came in lots of different colors. A thick and stiff string works best, which is why shoelaces would work really well too. All right, so you take your string, and I've folded it in half like this. And so I have the closed end on this side on my left hand, and I have the open end on this side on my right hand. And I'm going to start closer to the loop at the end so that I can tie this end together to create an accessory underneath it and do more knots underneath it. So I'm gonna start over here, leave about 1.5 inches or 30 centimeters of space, and I'm gonna hold it with my left hand like this. And from here, I'm gonna take the bottom string and I'm gonna loop it over the top one so that it creates this little loop. And from here, I'm going to thread the end of this string into that loop, and I'm gonna bring it in pretty close to the end, but not all the way. And I'm gonna grab that end, the loop that I'm creating as I'm threading it in. And this first loop I created right here, I'm going to fold it over to the back so that it creates this little diagonal line, and the loop on the bottom just became a little bit bigger. Now from there, the bottom string went up to the top, and then the top string came down to the bottom. So now I'm gonna take the longer bottom string and loop it around the top one and create this loop right here. And then with the end of that one, I'm going to thread it into the first loop I created, and again into the second loop that I just created. And now, all I need to do is start pulling these 2 ends slightly, slowly, so that I can start shaping the X knot. And I like to bring the knots and twist it up as I pull the end 2 pieces so that it becomes tighter too. So I'm gonna slowly, gently start pulling the ends. And you'll notice as I'm pulling, this X is forming with the strings. There. And I'm gonna keep pulling it. And the cool thing about this knot is that it forms an X on both sides of the knot. You'll have to shape the knot a little bit as you're pulling. That's one of the beauties of Korean knot art, is you make the knot and you also get to shape it. So I'm gonna make it pretty tight so that it doesn't come off. But this is the Korean X knot, the Dorae knot, Dorae made. There's a little bit of Korean lesson for you. And this knot is used to tie the ends a lot. So I like to start with this or end with this one for my accessories. But the beauty of it is it's X on the front and on the back. So it's really pretty when you use it in the accessories that we create. Okay, so for this one, I'm actually going to make lots of dorae medips or dorae knots so that I can create a long chain of dorae knots so that it can just be a simple accessory, and I'll show you at the end what I create. Okay, so I've made 4 of these dorae knots so far. I might do maybe just a few more to make it a little bit longer. And then all you need to do at the end is cut the remaining string, and that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna make a few more knots now. And that looks pretty good to me. At the end of it, I'm actually gonna make one more knot. This one is called a 왜 도래 매듭 or 왜 도래 knot. And it just means that there's gonna be an X on one side and a number 11 on the other side. I'm going to take the string, loop it around my finger once, and make an X, and make one more loop like this so that it makes 2 lines here and one crossing one underneath. And then I'm gonna slowly take the loop out of my finger and bring the end into the loop from the back. I'm just gonna tighten it slowly by, again, twisting the rope a little bit as I go. And then that's going to create a knot, but it has a X on one side and 11. So 2 parallel lines on the other side. Okay, so that one is called a 왜 도래 knot. That just means a one 도래 knot. And I'm just gonna do that with this other one too, and I might just call it a day. Okay, so now I have, again, an X and an 11 on the other side. And that's it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut the rest of this string off, the excess. And if you have permission from an adult, you can torch the end a little bit with a lighter. That'll melt the shoestring a little more to keep it all in place. So there you have it, art along friends. A dorae knot and a 왜 dorae knot accessory. So hope you had fun, and we're gonna continue to learn new knots that are traditionally Korean and make more accessories just like this and some of these other ones here. Well, see you next time.